You charge the flat rate up to 2,000.
Yeah.
And that's per PSC, that's their regulations, that's totally, we're governed by that regulation that they have. And then anything above that, then you get charged so much, and as you get more and more, it's less and less. But, and you guys may not, and cause I'm an open book, the surcharges. People ask us about the surcharges that are on the bills. The surcharges are put in place by the Public Service Commission. Those are used for water line breaks and water loss. So that is, we are able to tap those funds sometimes when if we're working overtime. So if we're out past 40 hours a week, we can then tap those funds and use some of those for water leak detection and just miscellaneous stuff, valves, lines, fuel, other stuff like that. And believe me, we're out all the time.
Yeah, I think these boys need some help. Or
Yeah.
men.
It's crazy. It's and
Hey, boys.
I mean,
and believe we're actually up to 7 or 8 guys right now, and that's the most we've had in a long time. We were down to 2.
I mean, it's not their fault when they don't have nothing to work with.
Yeah.
Or nothing to repair
Yeah.
with. It's not these men's fault.
It's not, and
And I know they get the brunt,
they do.
brunt of it.
But it's still not fair
But
for you
it's
guys not
still
to have water.
not their
Yeah,
fault.
it's not.
But yet, we want water.
It's still disappointing.
Yeah,
It's disappointing.
because when you have 25 jugs on your back porch,
Yeah.
plus you have buckets sitting, catching rainwater just to flush your toilet
Yeah.
with.
I
mean,
totally
I
agree.
buy water all the time. I buy water for my dog.
Unfortunately, too.
Don't worry, you're fine.
I mean, I really do. I buy water for my dog. I buy drinking water, things like that. But I mean, it's a shame that
It is.
you cannot go without these jugs being filled up because you don't know what
Yeah.
day of the week it's going to go off and how long.
And I'm not going to say that some of it is not due to our error, because we do, we have made a couple mistakes. I think this past weekend, the pump got turned off. It got turned off, and it was supposed to be running, and we found out,
But see, I called and I said, hey.
we don't find out
I
until,
remind people.
that's it, we don't
I
find out
remind,
until
like on
somebody really
Saturday,
tells us.
I'm not going
Yeah.
Saturday, hey, tomorrow's Sunday, our water goes off every Sunday, don't forget our pump. So it gets down to the size of a pencil, I'm like, hey, our water's going off, if you'll hurry, send someone, our lines won't go dry.
Unfortunately.
I know, I've been in my work at night, no water.
Then it got shut off, I called Carrie, message Carrie, I said, Carrie, we don't have water, but here's it.
Unfortunately, and good, but I think we've
I was just
remedied.
glad it came back on.
I think we've
Sunday.
remedied that for now, so if something happens now, we may have a bigger issue, because the pump you will not go without water this weekend, I can tell you that.
Thank you.
If, like I said, if something else happens, we do have an issue with that pump. That pump is acting up, and that pump is down to pumping 26 gallons per minute. So,
And your community's probably using
yeah,
30 a minute over
Yeah.
the weekend.
so,
But down below, there where the pumping station's at, there is a separate tank, isn't there, another tank there in that community right there? Like around 31, right around the junkyard, isn't there another tank on the hill there?
no,
But then our tank is up above there.
I can see the tank from my house.
we got the black mountain tank before that one.
Okay, so there is another tank, yes.
Another issue in these guys' defense is we have 18 tank sites, and our telemetry is crap.
Yeah.
And so they are cruising tanks on a daily basis to make sure we're holding water in these areas. And we've tried to delegate areas, and unfortunately, yours.
What do you need to pick up? Is it just the Appalachian Wireless Tower?
No,
Or do you need something else up that way?
The telemetry got hit with a storm a couple years ago, and the county, we're on the county repeater, the county repeater's there too. They moved it to Black Mountain, I think, and it's on a generator now. Well, it always work. The generator runs out of propane, different things like that, and then that once that happens, we have no telemetry in Clover Fork whatsoever.
Could they do the solar?
Well,
Some kind of solar thing?
That's what you're looking into.
That's what
Is
we're,
it? Oh,
yeah, that's
It
what we're
really
looking
is.
into. We've even talked to a local business here that is offering some stuff, through Starlink. And, you know, I'm not so sure, I don't know anything about Starlink, but anything right now, we're trying our best to see, and unfortunately, telemetry is outrageous. I mean, we call these guys in and they come in for 8 hours and it's $10,000. It's just absolutely, and then in 2 days, the telemetry's back out again. And so we gotta be aggressive, we gotta make some changes. And it's obviously not working. And, so, you know, even if we have telemetry today on one tank, we might not have it tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's just, it's in, out, in,
May
out.
I explain a little bit more to that?
Yeah, yeah.
Telemetry, I don't know if you understand what it is there's an antenna,
Mm-hmm.
radio, you know, and then it repeats. I'm not trying to dumb it down for you, but and I'm just helping, I'm just volunteering time, because, listen, I'm a customer too, and so,
When Dwayne worked here, he told me all about that.
Okay.
Dwayne Davis, and I miss him.
okay,
Yeah.
so you understand, so I didn't mean,
No, that's-
I didn't want to
he told
assume
me.
that you all knew.
No, he told me about it.
Okay, good, okay,
I mean, satellite would be much better, especially in the mountains with us.
and that's what we're looking at now.
Our terrain is so, you know, even with cell service, we may or may not have it at some of our tank sites. Straight Creek, probably doubtful, because our AT&T or our Appalachian phones don't work down Straight Creek. We have nothing, so
What about that fiber optic? Can you tap into that?
the only thing that we found so far
Because Carlin
is,
Online has it up my way. I was really shocked.
the only thing that we've found so far is like a satellite or Starlink, is over in that area. I mean, it's just so remote. But we are, you know, I wanted y'all to see what we have already priced. The other thing is, with all of the natural disasters going on around us, these pump companies are covered up. So we're having trouble getting one to commit to come in and fix our 6 pump stations that we need addressed right now. And, you know, that's our hope, and is that we get these guys in here and get them taken care of. What all we're gonna be able to afford in each pump station, my goal is to get 2 pumps back into the pump stations, to where if one pump goes down, we can kick the other on and be done. And that's where we should be with everything, but we are far from that.
Yeah. We
are far from that.
Kind of been abused.
The
The system has been abused.
well,
I feel
and
like.
I'll be honest, until
Lack of attention, yeah.
until January, and I'm chairman of the board, but until January, this board or fiscal court was not aware of any of that. Nothing.
Really?
Was not aware of the pumps and went down to one pump in the pump stations. And that's what I was
I
told.
have texts all the way back to 2022 where I was talking with Dwayne about our water system and everything.
Well, this board and fiscal
So
court,
have y'all changed complete board
yes,
members as well?
yes.
Okay.
This board and fiscal court was not aware. Dan Mosley and James Howard, the magistrates, have been pretty aggressive working toward this, trying to help us. We worked diligently down there on that stuff together the last 2 times, and we actually got down and lost both pumps in one pump station. And thankfully, we were able to get one rebuilt quickly and put back in. But that's when we started finding out that these pump stations were deteriorating. I mean, nothing had been done to them. You know, as a board member, you know, I'm not gonna say it's